So if you're a person that's struggling to get follows, likes, and get engagement on this app, the only reason you're doing that is probably because you're missing the ability to be able to clearly tell your story. So with that said, I'm going to give you a 3-part system that helps you get people to know, like, and trust you and build raving fans every single time. I'm Thaddeus McNeil. I teach people how to tell their story so they can change lives. I do this as a professional speaker as well as a trainer. So there's 3 parts that you need to understand. Those 3 parts are your origin story, your mirror story, and then your stand story. Your origin story is simply where you came from and how you got to where you currently are. An example of this is for me, when I was a young officer in the military, I did something that was frowned upon. I went directly to a general's office and I asked him, hey, sir, how do I get to where you are? He walked me step by step on what to do. I'm a major now, and any moment I'll be a lieutenant colonel. I showed you how I got from where I started to where I am now. Every time you do this, you're going to build connection. People are going to see you as a human. All right, the next part is the mirror story. The mirror story is just to show people how they are not alone and you are like them, and it connects you guys. This is part of your hook. So, example of a mirror story. When I worked for the VA some years ago during COVID, that was a hospital. And it was a very dangerous time, very uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainties. So with that said, as a staff manager, it was my job to tell some of my staff that they had to go in COVID patients' rooms and clean the rooms and take care of people and do all these different things. So I realized how scared they were. And I understand it because I was scared myself, but I told them I'd never ask them to do anything I wouldn't be willing to do myself. And because of that, I went in and helped them clean the rooms, helped them straighten the rooms, helped them do different things with the patients. Now, when I did this, and I just told you my mirror story, it showed people how they aren't by themselves and how you connected with them and how you may have felt some of the same fears and anxieties, or you felt anything that they might be feeling. With that said, the last one is called a stand story. The stand story is just showing your values as well as just what you believe. So for me, stand story may sound something like this. I was working a 6-figure job that wasn't too bad. However, I was so convinced that God had given me gifts and talents that I wasn't using. I walked away from that 6-figure job to pursue those gifts and talents. And it was so ingrained in me that I needed to do this that I abandoned that job and never looked back. That's a stand story. Every time you tell people what you really believe and what you really think, you're going to repel all the wrong people and you're going to attract all the right ones. So those 3 stories together are called a signature story. That signature story is your unique story is what attracts people to you. Now, I know you don't think your story matters. It's messy, it's ugly, it wasn't all that cute, it wasn't put together. It doesn't matter. It's your story. But what you don't understand is somebody's looking for your flavor. Your flavor is always going to be attracted to the right person. Don't worry about being anybody else but yourself. If you can be yourself when you tell that story, what you're going to do is have somebody who loves your flavor. And then you'll get people to know and trust you. Now, I know some people are having a little trouble with this. If you're still feeling like you're having difficulty doing this, and this is something you really want to correct, and I know you do, send me a message. We'll see how we can work together and figure out how to build that story for you. Don't forget that the goal is growth. Growth happens in the journey. Enjoy it.